Every time the word charisma comes up in leadership conversations, there's this invisible pressure that hits. The weight of believing you must be magnetic, flashy, the person everyone instantly loves. That if you're not that bright star in the room, you aren't leading. This assumption goes far beyond surface-level charm. Look around. The biggest conferences, the leadership books, even the advice chewing at your brain tells you charisma is king. But deep down, there's that gnawing frustration, that feeling like charisma might actually be overrated, like maybe it's a shiny trap that blinds us from what really moves teams, companies, whole movements forward. If you've ever felt that pressure to perform, to dazzle, just to be taken seriously as a leader, this speaks directly to you. Because chasing charisma alone can leave you hollow, exhausted, and no closer to true connection or influence. Feeling like you have to perform, carry some grand persona, that's exhausting. It's like running on a wheel hoping it will push you forward, but all it does is tire you out. And the truth is, most leadership charisma is designed to be a smokescreen. It can mask insecurity, compensate for lack of clarity, or worse. It's used as a tool to distract from poor decisions, weak values, or shallow strategy. There are founders overwhelmed by the demand to be larger than life. Investors wary that the charismatic leader might just be a well-packaged illusion. Professionals drowning in the gap between their real self and the hype everyone expects. So many try to fake it till they make it, only to end up burnt out, disconnected from themselves and those they want to lead. But what if the problem isn't charisma itself? What if the problem is that charisma is treated like the only currency for leadership, blinded to a deeper, more raw kind of power? There's a truth most leadership experts won't tell you. True leadership isn't about how magnetic your smile is, or how booming your voice sounds. It isn't about charming every room you enter. It's about something that goes much deeper, something raw and real. The kind of leadership that doesn't rely on being liked or admired, but on being trusted. Trusted because you show up with clarity, because you deliver in the moments that matter, because your conviction isn't a performance, but an immovable truth held against every trial and challenge. Imagine shaking off the burden of needing to be charismatic and instead embracing a leadership style grounded in ruthless honesty and unwavering intention. This is about showing up with your imperfections, your doubts, your moments of silence, and paradoxically, still being the one others lean on. That kind of power isn't flashy. It's uncomfortable. It often feels lonely. But it's the kind that actually builds legacies. Legacies not because people liked your joke or your energy, but because they knew, beyond doubt, you were the person who would navigate complexity, who would fight for what mattered even when it was unpopular, who would dare to disrupt systems instead of crumble under their weight. This is the radical shockwave of leadership few are ready for, but absolutely all need. Hear this. Charisma can create fans, but true leadership creates ecosystems. Fans cheer, ecosystems build movements. This is what the world needs more than anything. The courage for leaders to step away from superficial charm and step into raw collaborative power. It's about finding and connecting with the few others who burn as hot as you do, not trying to win the applause of the many who only want a show. It's not about diluting yourself to fit what's expected, but amplifying what makes you unique, even if it's messy, flawed, or misunderstood. Because inside that mess, inside those cracks, lies the real fuel for transformation. If you're a founder, investor, professional, or leader, tired of the status quo, tired of feeling like you have to hide behind masks, then this is your call. You don't have to be the loudest voice to change the game. You don't have to have a perfect Instagram highlight reel to build trust that lasts. What matters is alignment. Alignment with your mission, your values, and the few people who get it on a level so deep it scares the average mind away. That alignment generates a magnetic force stronger than any forced charisma. It's a gravity pulling others into a shared vision that refuses compromise. The hardest part. Accepting that charisma, as prized as it is, can sometimes be a cage. It's a cage that looks appealing, shimmering with social proof, but costs you your authenticity and peace. The biggest mistake leaders make is chasing validation through charisma rather than cultivating resilience through clarity. The world throws endless distractions trying to keep you stuck in that cliché, but liberation exists beyond the surface. Liberation starts when you stop trying to be someone you're not and start wielding your truth, naked, imperfect, and unapologetically yours. This liberation is a radical act. It requires rejecting comfort, ignoring the instruction to fit in, and facing the brutal reality that real influence comes with risk. Risk of rejection, risk of isolation. But paradoxically, that very risk is what frees you from the chains of hollow leadership. It makes you sovereign over your journey. It invites the right people in, those who believe in your vision enough to walk through the fire with you, who bring their own sparks, so together, you ignite something far beyond charisma, beyond ego. Here's a secret no one tells you. Charisma fades. Charm evaporates when the stakes rise, when storms hit, when crises come knocking. When the easy spotlight dims, only resilience and integrity remain. The question isn't how charismatic you are when the sun is shining. The question is, what do you become when everything falls apart? Are you just a pleasant face backstage? Or are you the unshakable force others can build their futures on? This realization cuts straight to the heart of your leadership journey. It's brutal, but necessary. Let go of the myth that charisma is your key to leadership. Instead, obsess over your ability to deliver under pressure, to build honest relationships where real problems get solved, to create environments where uncomfortable truths aren't smothered by smiles, but confronted with courage. Lead by showing people who you really are, not who you think they want you to be. This authenticity creates trust that runs beneath the surface, so deep no gimmick or bullshit can ever unseat it. Remember, true leadership is a quiet kind of fire that doesn't scream for attention. It demands patience. It plays the long game. It understands that real change happens not by collecting followers, but by connecting the few rare minds who refuse to compromise their soul's calling. This network of aligned individuals doesn't need a charismatic star, because each one brings raw fuel that, when combined, becomes a wildfire, transforming everything in its path. If there's a burning tension inside that feels like restlessness, frustration with superficial advice, or a hunger for something deeper, pay attention to that. It's the voice of your true leadership waking up, telling you there's a better way. Not the way of easy popularity or quick fixes, but the way of relentless self-discovery, fierce honesty, and building something meaningful that outlasts you. Charisma? It's overrated. Real power is the ability to be your true self, to connect through raw authenticity, and to cultivate a tribe that follows not because of your charm, but because of your uncompromising commitment. This is the path to leadership that nobody will gift you. You have to claim it, fight for it, burn for it. This is the call for those who refuse a borrowed life, who choose the scars of truth over counterfeit glitter, who will build the future not by performing for the crowd, but by standing firm with the few who dare to rise with them. So stop chasing charisma like it's the prize that unlocks everything. Start cultivating your power from within. Build trust with truths that matter. Connect deeply with those who challenge, support, and amplify your unique vision. Because in that alliance of raw, unfiltered leadership lies the real revolution waiting to explode, one that no smoke and mirrors can ever replace.